Welcome back to Jersey Matters. We continue our conversation now with Jim Johnson, Democratic candidate for governor. You were talking about your plan to lower property taxes.
Yeah, and one other area to talk about it is shared services agreement. It's not going to make a huge difference, but it will make some difference. And we've seen it in some communities in the state where they have entered into shared services agreements and actually have been able to reduce the property tax burden within the community. That's really important. As we move forward as a state and to develop our economy and to build on both our working families and middle-class families, we need to make sure that people actually want to live in New Jersey, particularly younger people.
I want to get on to other issues, but there was one point of your plan that really fascinated me, and that was you said you want to get millennials out of their parents' house and into houses. How do you propose to do that? They've been trying for years.
Yes, I know. We have a combined hit on millennials. One is the high cost of college tuition and the impact of high levels of debt when they leave school, which means that they're not able to purchase a home. They're often not able to start their families. And what we have seen in the state is a significant drain of millennials leaving the state, taking whatever skills they've developed here and applying them elsewhere where they can have homes that are affordable and really get their life started. So there's one program that I'm taking a very close look at where basically millennials with high levels of college debt are given lower interest mortgages so that they can actually get their lives started. We need to do things to keep the millennials here because that's where...
You realize that the people are going to say that's not fair. Because why do I have to pay a higher rate for a mortgage just because I don't have any college debt?
Mm-hmm. And well, there's obviously an issue there, and we try to reach a right sort of balance. But let's start with the issue of college debt. We have college debts, and we have loan programs that charge extraordinary rates of interest to the people who have taken out college loans. And so the unfairness is embedded in different parts of the system as well. And we need to strike the right balance, but we shouldn't start from the proposition that New Jersey kids, New Jersey young people, for some reason, end up with so much more debt than young people from around the country simply because it's only their bad choices, and that's that unfairness.
All of these issues are tied together. So if
Yes.
you want to help reduce college debt, that's going to cost some money. If you want to bring down property taxes, that's going to cost some money. And then you have this pension problem, not being able to fund the pension plan, and you have a school formula problem that has to be rectified. Mm-hmm. And yet, if you start putting money elsewhere and taking money away in taxes, how do you square that?
Well, let's move back to some of the assumptions that you're making in terms of what would cost money. With the the low and affordable college program that I put forward, part of it includes actually earning to learn, which means that in exchange, like an ROTC program, for providing service to the state, you would get some tuition credit. So it's not exactly something that would cost. The state would be getting a point of value from the students. And the other thing is this. The governor has to set budget priorities and has to make sure that our books are in balance. That doesn't mean that the governor can't also set goals that are reach goals. As I've talked about these issues, I haven't said, we're going to do this all on day one, because much of it can't be done on day one. But you can set goals, particularly around issues around education, which is we're going to build towards that. We have to play defense on our budget, which means that we have to address some of these really significant structural problems in our budgets as we're moving forward. But that doesn't mean that we can lose sight on the ultimate goals of making sure that there's real educational opportunity at the youngest levels in the state by expanding pre-K to all children. But making sure that we're doing that mindful of the fact that we can't do a lot at once, but we can do a little bit at a time.
Is the pension plan workable going forward? Can we promise a pension to those coming into the system now?
I think that we can promise and address a pension, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, I don't think it can necessarily be the same as the one that we have right now. We do have to fulfill our obligations and build over time in payments into the pension system. But that means going forward, we're going to have to make some hard choices, but you just can't walk away from commitments that we've already made.
I understand that. I was talking about for new employees. If we keep promising this pension, it seems like it's unworkable.
This pension it's a very It is robust, generous, and full, and costly. And going forward, we have to build a pension system that is much more sustainable than what we already have. But part of that also means that we can't do the sort of kicking the problem down the line that we've done before.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to talk to you about that the next time you come in.
Great.
Sir, thank you so much, and good luck to you. Jim Johnson, Democratic candidate for governor. When Jersey Matters continues.